read somewhere on your Instagram, you said that you both applied and that you were also discovered. How did that work? Could you walk me through the process of you joining the circle?
Yes. So I applied years ago, actually. I've been a fan of the circle for years. So I think I applied around 2020 when they started their very first season or so. And then, they caught my interest. I said, like, I would love to go on this show, showcase my personality, et cetera, et cetera.
So, some players have opened up about joining the show after a difficult period in their lives. How about you? What motivated you to join the show, aside from the obvious cash prize?
Right. Yeah, I obviously kept as a, a plus. But no, I just felt like it was a good opportunity to really just display my personality. I just feel like I'm just one of those people where people just mostly kind of gravitate toward. I just have a personality that I feel like is good to be on television, on screen. So with the circle, I was able to come in as myself, present myself the way I wanted to present myself, just enjoy myself, display my personality, my high energy, and things like that.
Yeah, you said
That was
that you always also plan to join in as yourself anyway, but would you say you've made like a conscious effort or strategy to be well liked or popular in the group, but at the same time not come off as a threat to everyone else?
right. So my strategy was to go in, be myself, be authentic, build genuine connections because I am a person that's big on genuine connections, especially with me working with kids and things like that, or just being like a positive influence. So yeah, my goal was to just come in and make genuine connections. But yeah, I mean, coming in as a threat, like, hey, you see what I look like. So that's just, it is what it is.
So you've mentioned the kids. Have they seen the show?
I don't know if they've seen it thoroughly, but they've seen me pop up on Netflix. They know that I was on the
Yeah.
Netflix.
How has the response been like?
And I get your autograph, Mr. Holt? You're famous. We have a famous teacher. Now they go and tell their parents that they got a famous teacher. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, like, that's my personal life. But the world on my personal life now. So,
What are the changes so far after the show, especially, after you've gained so many fans that were also heartbroken when you were blocked?
I mean, it's been cool. I would say the biggest plus is, just being able to have people just really see me play and just kind of tap into like my personality and like people feel like they really got a chance to kind of get to know me or know what type of person I am. I think that's been one of the pluses. So people just genuinely like, I just really want to say like, I love the game that you play. I love your personality. I love your energy. And then obviously, they saw my show, man. And, they feel like, hey, we feel like you met the love of your life and this and that. And, people are definitely in tune. So yeah, it's been a
Yes.
blessing.
Speaking of that romance, it blossomed like very, very organically. Like for a
Right.
second, like when you guys finally met, I actually thought I was watching Love is Blind. I was like, wait, what's
But
happening?
that's what a
I
lot of
was
people
like,
say. Like,
I
what?
was like, this too just really turned this game into like Love is Blind. What happened? Could you like take me to that moment where you, because I was watching you guys talk and all of a sudden you were kissing and I was like, whoa, whoa.
Well, you just said I remind you of Joey. I don't know if you remember, but Joey was kissing on the circle
I
too.
know.
So yeah.
Exactly. When I saw that, I was like, wait, I was really right. He was really giving Joey a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I'm a lover boy at heart. So a lot of people think that because I chose Kevin, I'm not a lover boy, and I had to explain my reasoning behind that. But yeah, it was just, I mean, beautiful woman, just genuine.
So I know that you've moved to Houston. You said
Right.
you've been there for over a year now, but you said
Almost
that
a
you ended up getting a job anyway. So it's not all about Miss Jadejha.
right, right.
Yeah. But I've heard that you when you were asked how your relationships really like these days, you said that you're very, very close and just seeing where things go. So I'm sure, have you guys met each other's families yet?
Yeah, well, I mean, I met several of her family members. She actually has family that lives here. Has family that have visited. I have family that come to Houston and visit as well. So yeah.
Because I know the fans have been speculating about wedding. Someone even said that skip the wedding, just have a circle baby. You know, fans
Yeah.
can be unhinged
Yeah,
sometimes.
favorite unhinged. I'm like, wait a minute, slow down. Like,
Anyway, going back to the game, so you've explained that the reason why you didn't choose Jadejha to be to be the influencer was you didn't want to put a target on her back. So
right.
I'm sure you've had a discussion about that with her. What was her response when you explained that to her?
No, she understands. Like
Yeah.
again, I had a target on my back, and I wasn't even a damn influencer. They just nitpicked at me. So that was, and then in terms of the game she was playing, she wasn't. She was playing a good game under the radar. So I just knew that that would have drawn extra attention. So I was trying to be overly strategic. So I was trying to think of a way to not have her have a target on her back, but also maintain her safety. So in terms of, and then also I get outed as a disruptor, because I was just thinking like, okay, make it to the next day. I just knew the chat would have just been blowing up. Oh, Darian was a disruptor, and he told Jadejha to blah 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 blah. But in terms of that strategy I came up with, I already told people that Garrett would have been my best option because Jadejha wouldn't have had a target on her back.
Yeah. So speaking of your connections on the circle, so the bros seemed like a tight alliance for a while.
Right.
But in your exit video, you were open about feeling a little betrayed. But later on, you also said that it's not like you have beef with Kevin, right? Because it's all a game at the end of the
Here's
day.
how the game. I see how easily he was manipulated.
Yeah.
He's a young cat. Like it makes sense. If anybody, Madeline was the puppet master behind everything.
Yeah,
So
you said that you actually kind of praised her game a little bit. You said that she mastered Kevin so
I
perfectly.
mean, she mastered every damn body. Like that's the game she was playing. Like at the end of the like, if we just talking gameplay and strategy, like you have to respect it. I don't like being lied on though. Don't nobody like that.
I guess that's what's a little conflicting when you're on the circle, right? Because then, you have people that are most likely
Personally,
lying to you, but you know that it's a part of the game as well. So
I'm looking at the last batch of episodes after my block, and I realized how dirty the game was getting. And now I didn't even like again me picking Kevin. Like they was like, why would you pick Kevin? Like people have to understand while I'm in the game, Kevin was the first alliance I had. He invited me to the VIP party, so that showed a little bit of trust in Kevin. And then also he did block his alliance with Savannah and chose Andy, so he did show that he was a bros bro to a certain extent. But then Matt got in his ear and he just flipped the damn script.
I imagine when you're in there, like what people see on the show, it's very different
Right.
in there, the pressure. How do you actually cope with that pressure, the stress?
I will say, especially like with my disruptive decision, it wasn't. It was a lot more stressful because I knew the obvious decision, and people was like, I literally say it. It was like, what made you not choose it? Again, I had a full day to make a decision, which probably was my downfall because being in a room, I don't know when I'm gonna make my decision. Like they allowed me to talk to Kevin and plant this seed of getting Malin out of the game. So originally, I wish I was able to choose that night. I didn't need no time to think about it, to come up with no strategy behind it, because I knew I was picking Jadejha, but I was like, no, you picking tomorrow. And that just made me just overthink. And obviously, I came up with the strategy that I came up with, which backfired on me.
Would you say that looking back now and looking at how Madeline played it so well, would you say you would have played the game a little dirty as well as you've said?
No, because no, I wouldn't have done that because that's not my game. Now, had I been on her, I would have been on her. I would have been on her ass, just being honest, like inside the she was coming for me. But I would never play a dirty game because at least I still have my integrity. Because again, even separating the game from reality, a lot of people would look at her gameplay and think that's the person that she is.
Yeah.
And not saying that's the truth, but again, people can't say that I'm a dirty person. I just made a dumb decision. My life lesson is Choose your wife over the bros.
Speaking of integrity, you actually had a like there was this little moment that I really liked where when Heather was still, in there as Andy, you said
Yeah.
something when Andy opened up about, needing reassurance, and you said that,
Right.
everyone needs it once in a while. I was wondering, aside from your circle wifey, was there anyone in the group that was giving you the same reassurance?
I mean, like I said, that was a real moment that me and Heather had. Like, I was able to connect, and I felt it through the screen. Like, that was one of the moments where, like, I felt it. And that was one of the people that I instantly connected with on the show. So when Heather Andy left, I was like, wow, that sucked. But yeah, and then outside of wifey,
So have you stayed in touch with Heather outside after the show?
yes, we actually just recently all hung out together. But yeah.
Yeah.
And we all keep up with each other. Like we have a group chat where we consistently talk the entire.
I'm really curious now. How is this group chat? Because we see on the circle it's always very chaotic and always,
No, the group
I'm
chat.
pretty sure it's such a relief to have a normal group chat.
Yes, we've been in the group chat for an entire year. We all just been like, well, time has finally arrived. We able to, let people see what took on and what we've been hiding for the last few months. So it's actually been a relief now that like, okay, the world gets to see us finally, participate and play this game of the circle. But no, we definitely all talk, on a daily basis in terms of like the group chat and things like that.
Did you like at the beginning, who did you suspect to be a catfish? Like right at the start, you just had a feeling. Yeah. What was the giveaway? What was the main giveaway?
I mean, it's just the profile picture just didn't seem like a profile picture of 20 something year old would just be like, oh, this is the one. Boom, press send. No, that was not the picture I was getting. And then also it was the throwback Thirsty game, which
yeah. Oh,
that was the most. I was like,
yeah. I mean, Rachel had a lot of off moments, but for some reason it worked. Aside from that, so in the show you have multiple cameras, like you could be in the room, multiple cameras, different angle, and it's like the angles are so intimate. Like, how is it like being filmed so intimately? I assume like almost 24/7. It seemed like
it is 24/7. The camera, you go to the living room,
oh my
camera,
God.
kitchen, camera. Every time I turn around, just like, hey, camera, hey, camera, hey, camera. So that is a different experience. It's a different experience. So only just imagine like knowing that people are just watching you 24/7. But after like the first day or two, you get kind of used to it. So the first day is like, wow, it's like mind blowing because it's like I'm really in the circle. I'm really on Netflix and I'm really being recorded 24/7. But after like a day or two, it's like, okay, all right, let's kick it up a gear. Let's get into game mode and have a good time while we're here.
So if you were able to make it to the top 5, who would you want to be there with you?
Jadejha.
Yeah. Well, we still need a few more.
me, looking back, me, Jadejha, Garrett, Tiana, and who this fifth person gonna be? Oh, that's a good one. Probably, I said Gianna already, correct? Maybe Kevin just for the theatrics. Yeah. Maybe just for the theatrics.
Spice it up a little bit, yeah.
Andy. Why did I just forget Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
How would you describe the atmosphere during the finale when you finally got to meet everyone at that point?
Gianna, I had no idea Gianna, like when I saw the twins, I was like, okay. That was like Gianna. I'm like,
played it so well. Yeah. So, like what's one if you had to like think of like a takeaway, like a lesson that you've learned from this experience, what would it be? You could be as unserious as you want.
Well, I mean, the biggest life lesson I learned is choose your wife first. So, I mean, hey, I had to learn it in front of everyone. But I don't want people to think that was the reason why. Again, a lot of my reasoning was more so on the protection side because
Yeah.
I didn't want to. Being in that moment, the way I felt going into that, like when having all that heat on my back, I did not want her to feel that way. Now she probably could have handled it differently, but I just know the game she was playing. I didn't want to play a messy game, but that just automatically happened.
You said that you kicked a hole in the furniture.
I did.
Yeah.
Did you
So,
see it?
so that was a mix of emotions, I'm sure. But what was the trigger?
Because I literally took a gamble and lost.
Yeah.
It's like playing Russian roulette and like, oh damn, I just shot myself in the back or in my foot. That's literally what happened. So my initial reaction was like, I knew not to pick Kevin ass, chose Kevin ass, and now I'm blocked. And everybody can be like, damn, you should have chose Jadejha, and I'm living it right now.
So, a lot of fans have been kind of, like making all these concepts of an all-star, like a circle all-star.
Really?
Would you be interested in that if it were to come up?
Yeah, I love to spin a block.
Yeah, would you join in as yourself again though?
Yeah, I don't think I would do a good job pretending to be somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. Like, like you have so much personality, it would be kind of a waste to.
Yeah, like I feel like that's just because I'm me 24/7 out the day. It's gonna be hard trying to pretend to be somebody else.
So, a lot of graduates of the circle have gone on like the perfect match. And of course, you're booed up. That's not going to happen for you.
Right.
But who would you like to see, like from your co-stars, who would you like to see on the perfect match and like, get crazy in there?
For television
Yeah.
and for fun, Savannah.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Savannah, because I mean, she had a thing with Kevin, but also I wish had Savannah been there a little bit longer. I just know that her personality would have just shined so bright. I feel
We
like her
didn't
on the
get to
perfect
see
match.
a lot of her. Yeah, that's for sure.
But I've hung around Savannah.
Yeah.
Like Savannah is a good time. I will start a campaign right now to put Savannah on the perfect match because that would be the best entertainment ever.
Let's start the campaign. Yeah.
Let's start the campaign. Put Savannah on the perfect match. I'm telling you, it is not going to be a door moment. She 100% would be the perfect fit.
Since you're not going to be on the perfect match anytime soon, but what's next for you after all of this? You got any big plans you want to share with your fans?
Well, apparently everyone is waiting on me to get married or waiting to get
Aside
it.
from that, we already know it might happen.
I mean, look, I said I was leaving with something. You feel what I'm saying? So even if I don't leave with $100,000, if I find a wife and substitute of that, then I'm like, hey, a win is a win.
Well, I've heard that you're also, you want to maybe get into acting and some. If you could choose a Netflix show to kind of like do a cameo, maybe.
Okay. Probably All American.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So yeah, possibly All American. I can see myself on something like that.
That's all I have. Like it was nice to catch up and know a little bit about your happenings these days. So is there anything you'd like to tell like your fans?
Yeah, like I mean, look, I'm a good person. I'm good vibes. I'm good energy. I just appreciate the people that have tapped in with me and love me for the person that I am. And just continue to watch me as my journey unfolds in life and all that good stuff. And you never know what the next big thing is for Darian.